Alright guys, well, I'm back today with a game changer in the suppressor industry with the brand new B&T Surefire Titanium Hub Adapter. Now this is the SD-ADPSFTI, and you can gather some more information by searching it online. This is the hub that I'm going to be discussing today that threads into the industry standard hub threads that are on this YHM cam. I just did a video on the best budget can, as well as wait times and how they are next to nothing right now to grab a can. So I'm actually expanding my lineup to be more conscious of my neighbors without destroying my hearing and causing sound pollution around me. And I really wanted something like a Surefire can to attach to some of my pin and weld upper assemblies that utilize Surefire muzzle devices. The Surefire cans were well over $1,200 to $1,500, sometimes $2,000, and there was really nothing else on the market hub compatible that you could attach to maybe a more budget can like this YHM Resonator 30K for about $5 and just a touch more depending on where you buy it. In comes this new B&T Surefire and Rotex hub adapter. So if you're utilizing these standard Rotex flash hiders, this threads on and attaches perfectly, but it also works with the Surefire SOCOM muzzle devices. Now this hub is not cheap, but it is a great quality, and I've been running it for a little while now. I'll be doing extensive testing. Before we get into too far the rest of the video, I want to do a few mentions. One, this video is actually brought to you by Target Sports USA and their Ammo Plus membership service. They're actually giving away a free guided hunt in conjunction with Hornady. All of the information can be found on their site, but that ends June 28th, so you'll want to check that out closer to time. They're a massive supporter of the channel, and their Ammo Plus membership service allows you 8% off and free shipping with no order minimums. And for YouTube's policy's sake, this is a store-bought can. All the paperwork was filed correctly. We are not attaching it, removing it, disassembling it, or doing anything like that. And this is fully legal with all the proper paperwork, and it's definitely not homemade, as you can tell right here. This is a YHM cam, so we are good for all of YouTube's new policies. Moving on to the actual product itself, the first thing I want to mention is it is not cheap, but it is a great quality. The MSRP on this guy is a little over $4, and before you immediately click away, if you want to think about buying a B&T with a Rotex end cap like this that would do the same thing, you're looking at a little over $1,000, potentially more, closer to about $1,100 to $1,200 in some circumstances, which are great cans and awesome. A Surefire, again, we talked about is $1,200 or more. The street price on this guy is right around $3.5, and that's about what I paid, $3.5. But when you consider a YHM Turbo K is right around $6, you're still looking at $9.50. And the fact that if you already have a can and you wanted to add this attachment to allow it to work with the Surefire muzzle devices, you're only looking at $3.50 with those industry hub compatible threads. And if you guys are unfamiliar with that, the hub compatibility means there's an industry standard thread, and that thread pitch is 1.375 by 24. Anything with that thread pitch, they make them for AAC 51 tooth. They do YHM adapters. They also have the, I'm drawing a blank here, the dead air chemo and key micro mounts that thread into the end of a YHM or those industry standard hubs. So it's really becoming kind of like that norm for the rifle rated cans. So it's nice to see a Surefire one out there, because Surefire themselves doesn't make one. This is made by B&T. Now, when you're looking at the front of this guy right here, I wanted to bring this back out of my collection and show you, because I've been featuring a lot of pin and welded uppers recently from Daniel Defense and Palmetto State Armory. Daniel Defense seems to exclusively pin their quick attach muzzle devices utilizing Surefire. So if you're looking at some of those Optics Planets deals that I featured in the past with pin and weld uppers from Daniel Defense with 14.5 and 16-inch overall length, after those Surefires are mounted, you're kind of stuck with what you got unless you want to spend a ton of money to swap them out. In comes this guy, and for the price of buying a new muzzle device and paying somebody to remove it and attach it, you can simply buy this adapter, thread it onto a hub compatible can, and now you're good to go. So that's a great option. That's what I chose to do, and it personally worked out great. I also have the Aero Precision LAR K, which is the new Aero can that's coming in at $500. So when you attach this to the end, you're looking at right at about 8.5, which is great. It's saving you $300 to $400 over the Surefire options. Now, you're not getting a Surefire can, but again, you get that modularity of swapping that out for a chemo device, the B&T for Surefire, as well as the Rotex, and like I said, some of the other ones I mentioned earlier in the video. So this is a really nice opportunity. I know there was a lot of questions I had, and there was almost no videos on this adapter, so I wanted to make that video. I'm not going to show installing it, just in case YouTube's policies change again. I'm going to keep this video safe, but it does simply slide on. It ratchets shut. It locks into place fairly well, and I've been dumping mags through this with no issues whatsoever. It seems to be a solid option. There's a little bit more moving components and latches on this than some other quick attach mounts, so I'm not quite sure the longevity and how many ratchets you can get out of it. But with B&T, I keep saying BB&T like the bank, but with B&T, you're getting a quality hub. There's going to be no issues with that whatsoever. So it's been working great. I figured I'd do this video. It was a little bit more informal than what I normally do, and I'm kind of going through it with you guys, but I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below where you take advantage of these wait times. Do you think it's just a money grab by the ATF? And did you know about this? I've been searching for something like this for a while and only stumbled across it on B&T's site when I was looking at the full can and realized their can was hub adaptable. So I dug in and realized they sold this piece independently, and I think it's fairly new to the market. I did some searching. Everything was out of stock last month, and it looks like they dropped a new batch. So I snagged one myself, and it seems to be working great. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.